So I've owned probably 15 to 20 Berserk statues, and I was really hesitant to buy this one from JND Studios because it was either going to be the best one ever made or very questionable for a few different reasons. One, it's the most expensive one that's been produced to date, although hold on to that. Number two, they did it hyper real. So how do you make a 2D fictional character from a manga, not only in 3 dimensions, but what would he look like in real life? Hyper real. Now we know. Is it good or bad? It's so good. Give it to you. Wait for you to get it on your own. Hey, thank you for tuning in as we review the JND 1/3 scale Guts statue from the Berserk graphic novels. So I actually got into Berserk from seeing statues. Prime One Studios started producing these quarter scale Berserk statues, and I just thought they looked really cool. I didn't even know who the character was, and I started buying the statues, and then I got into the manga, and I absolutely love it. I'm actually rereading it right now, not in anticipation of this piece, but I'm getting old, so I forget when I watch stuff or read it. So it's been a few years, but I'm rereading it again. Super excited. And as I said, I was really hesitant. I used to own all these Berserk statues right here, plus more. And I ended up selling them because I was just whittling down my statue collection. But then I saw this go up for PO, and I was like, you know what? I want one Berserk statue. And Guts, obviously, being the ultimate representation of Berserk. And not only that, but I think Guts is one of the coolest fictional characters of all time. Definitely in the top 3, arguably number 1. And if you're unfamiliar, Guts is a character who has been through the ringer, so to say, not only as a child, but as an adult, and he is actually has the brand of sacrifice, so he's been marked for death, which I have a brand of sacrifice as well, tattooed. So you can tell how much I love Berserk. And he is just ultimately the biggest badass ever. He can't be stopped. Look at his sword. And I'm so excited just talking about Guts, and then even more excited that this is here. Now, as a spoiler, is this the best Berserk statue ever? Yeah, it is. I'm just going to let you know that right now. So you don't have to watch anymore. But we're going to do some close-up video. We're going to review this guy. We're going to talk about the concept. This is my 3rd statue from JND Studios. I own 2 of their ladies from DC. The first one I ever got was this Wonder Woman right here. While it was from Wonder Woman 84, which the movie is very, very bleh, the statue was amazing. And then I also got their Anne Hathaway Catwoman because at that time I was doing this whole Dark Knight Rises setup. Post-film edit, I realized I had 2 other pieces on the table, this Batman and this Mara statue. Both were very mediocre in my opinion. But I've sold those, so this is my only JND statue in the collection. And because this is so great, I'm really tempted to get the Griffith, although the price tag on that is even more ridiculous than the ridiculous price tag on this, which we'll talk all about. But first, let's talk about the concept of this. So this is a museum statue, and that means he's in a museum-style pose, which we'll talk about in a second. But the base is museum-style. I normally don't like this. I usually hate it. It works really well with this because it is such an expensive statue, such a museum piece, and they went really elaborate above that. So you have all this crap going on, and if you're unfamiliar, the brand of sacrifice means when it gets dark, all these demons and souls come after him, and he has to fight to stay alive. And not only that, but there's some really weird shit in the manga that there's some tie-ins as well, and you see mouths and eyes and demons crawling up Guts here. And he is standing there, bloodied, bruised. There's blood all over the place. He's in his armor. He has all of his weapons. It takes a lot to fight off a demonic horde every single night, but he has his giant sword. At the top of that is his trusted advisor and friend that he hates, Puck, one of the coolest parts of the series as well. It's a little fairy, and you see him brandishing all of his weapons and standing there triumphant, and his facial expression is just perfect. It's like, here we go again. I'm a badass. I don't care. This is a perfect representation of Guts, in my opinion, and there are some amazing Guts statues out there. I love it. I love the concept. I think it's a 5 out of 5. It's absolutely perfect. You know, for the most part, JND, who makes this, and they're known for making these hyper real statues in silicone. They're this museum style. Some of them I really like. Some of them I don't. They have some huge misses. They have some huge hits. This is definitely a huge hit. But not on all aspects. Let's talk about the design. So really quick, They use, for all those skin parts, they use medical grade silicone, which nobody knows how long that's going to last. Is it 20 years? Is it 30 years? Is it 50? Medical grade silicone got really popular in the statue industry probably 3 or 4 years ago from when I'm filming this. And they started with life-size busts, and then I think JND was the first one to introduce it into 1/3 scale statues, so 3 times smaller. Now, I said there's some misses in the design. Before we get that, let's measure it. The base, the widest part of the base is just under 16 inches. And I imagine that's the same, yep. And then the tallest part is just right around 31, say 31 and a half. I don't want to mat down his hair for sure. There are no other display options, but getting it together is not without its difficulty because while all the pieces look phenomenal, which you're going to see in some close-up video, some of them don't feel phenomenal, so they might be a little cheap. So here's kind of a different unboxing and assembly because JND makes you film the unboxing, and we're going to come back to that after you see it. It surprisingly came in 2 boxes. They do have nice packaging on all the JND statues, kind of an art box. Interior white foam and straps, and they all come with a COA and then kind of a little bit of an instruction booklet. All right, so I did have one broken piece, and I didn't buy it through JND. I bought it through Spec Fiction because I love Spec Fiction. There's a link to buy stuff there in the description below, and you can use the code Extreme20 for a discount. But I did have a broken piece. It's actually right here. It's one of the daggers in his chest. So it's an easy fix. I'm not going to make a fuss about it, but I want to talk about why JND makes you film the unboxing first. So the real answer is I don't know, but I've come up with 3 reasons that I'm speculating why they do it. Number one is there are some collectors out there who purposefully or maybe even accidentally break things and then demand additional money. Now, I think this is a very small segment. However, I could be totally wrong. You know, and it's funny, there's collectors out there who actually like film unboxings, and whenever it's broken, they don't film it, which is kind of funny and a little bit sus, maybe coincidental. But number one is that could be really rampant. And I don't think it is, but maybe it is, and maybe statue companies are getting screwed because I know a few others are making you film the unboxings now. I don't think that's the case. I don't think a lot of people are that dishonest. Maybe just I'm not, so I don't think about doing it. The number 2 reason I think they could be making you do it is that they're not making a lot of money. They have a really minimum profit margin. I don't think they're making money hand over fist, but JND claims they sell out every single statue and they charge the most in the industry, so I tend to lean away from that. The number 3 reason is that they're really cheap. And I do see this because, being quite frank, JND is really defensive when it comes to their stuff. Like I said, they make a lot of amazing, absolute best hits in the game, but they make some that are huge misses. And whenever collectors criticize JND, they go after and attack collectors, which I'm not cool with. So I'm betting it's number 3. They're just really cheap. And I think part of that is in some of these stuff here. A lot of these pieces are so paper thin and cheap on this that it feels like it's going to break really easily. Now, one could argue, well, we wanted to design it as true as possible. So when that happens, this is a very, very elaborate statue. I mean, look at the front, look at the back. He's got a hangy thing in the back that I don't even know if that's right, because on their assembly video, they didn't really show what they did with it. On their instructions, they don't show what to do with it. I'm talking about this right here. Some of the other stuff, it's not secured that well. I know there was a lot of QC issues with the arm. Mine was fine. So for being such an expensive statue, and they only made 300 of these, which we'll talk about in a moment, it seems really cheaply done. And since they're so hyper-focused on film it, because we want to see if you're telling the truth, if something's wrong with it, I'm not a fan. Now there is one display option. He comes with an optional cape. And here's what he looks like with the cape on. I didn't think I would like this. I do. So he usually has this cloak on unless he's fighting. But the problem with the cape is it covers up all this cool shit in the back. He's got a crossbow, he's got some pouches, he's got the hanging thing, I don't know what that does. So for that reasons, I don't think I'm going to display it with the cape, but I didn't put the cape back in the box because it's a pretty good looking cape. Check out some of these photos. It's torn, it's mixed media, it does have a posable wire in it. So if you wanted to, you could probably get it pretty good because there's a hood on it as well, which he does sometimes have in the manga. So I'm glad they included this. It's a cool option. But again, not necessary. So design, there is a lot going on and I give him a lot of credit. I love how the base and everything fits together, but some of the stuff is just really cheap. And then I think about the price I paid, which we'll get to. So I think design is a 3 out of 5 at best. The only reason I'm not grading it lower is because there is so much going on and that's hard to execute in mass production. Let's talk about paint and sculpt. I was really hesitant whether I would like this or not. Do I want a version of Guts who looks real, who looks like a real person? Hell yeah, I do, and this is why. Check it out. So much to look at. We'll start with the base. As we talked about in the concept, very basic. It's that museum feel, shiny. And when it's a standalone piece, I definitely think this works. And then we go up into the demons coming out. This looks amazing. I love everything they did with this. I love the blood splatter. I love the hidden screaming souls and faces. I love the huge eyeball. Looks like a real eyeball, quite honestly, from the veins in it to the glass on the top. And then I love the translucency of the demons as they come out. I always wondered what Berserk would look like in real life, and this almost tells you. The teeth of the monster trying to swallow him. And that really dark red, I really like that. And then again, the transition is really, really nice. As you look at Guts, first of all, let's talk about the blood splatter that's everywhere. I don't know how randomized it is. I would love to compare two of these right next to each other to see if it's different. I'm guessing it is a little bit different, but I think it looks good. The blood is kind of splattered everywhere like he's been in battle. And then the layering of a lot of this stuff, some of it mixed media, some of it sculpted, is just really phenomenal. I don't even know where to start, whether it's the stitching in his pants, the layers on the armor, even down here, this is fully sculpted as well. Looks like it's torn. I mean, he never changes his clothes, which, you know, he probably smells really bad, but I wouldn't tell him that. And so much stuff going on. The feel of his crossbow and the leather pouches. Look at the buckle there. I don't even know how to describe the paint and sculpt on this piece. His pants are mixed, or no, this is sculpted. I'm sorry, this is sculpted right here. But it looks like mixed media, and that's when sculpt is really impressive, when you can't tell what it is. And then even like look at some of the random blood splatters right there on the chain. There is the mark. I think it's perfect. A little bit of blood coming. So much stuff going on. This is all fully sculpted right in here. This is fully sculpted as well. And again, remember it's silicone, so that the fingers, you can move them, which is a little creepy. The sword looks fantastic, all the different scarring on it. Puck. My favorite version of Puck is when he's more of an elf than looks like a little child. So that's great. This is also silicone, so it's rubbery to the touch. Then the portrait, so obviously, you know, this is after the event where he lost his arm, where he lost his eye, and look at that. I think that is just phenomenal. I think mine has a tiny bit of foam in the eyebrow there. And then his other eye is permanently damaged. Very serious, serene look. I'm so glad the hair came out as good as it did. That's always one thing that concerns me when you have rooted hair. Will it look like the character, or do you have to figure out how to style it? I can't even style my own hair, let alone a character like this. But again, all silicone, so you can move his ear. Man, I'm telling you, this has me questioning whether I will get the Griffith or not. But this is what Guts would look like in real life, and it's pretty damn good in my opinion. They did a phenomenal job. It's what they're known for. Definitely a winner. All right, both paint and sculpt, 5 out of 5. It's done so well. I'm really impressed. That doesn't mean it's perfect. I sometimes grade the paint and sculpt differently, but wow, I as you can tell, I'm really excited about it. Now we talk about the value. So all in, you're over $3,500 shipped on this for a 1/3 scale statue, which you can't. Oh, you can see one of them. Those big predators over there, they're in that same price range as well, and they have a lot more to them, but they don't have the medical grade silicone. I think the paint and sculpt on this is better, although it's still phenomenal on those predators, made by different companies. So the interesting part about this is Guts and Berserk have such a big fan base. Worldwide, highly demanding fan base. I remember when Berserk statues were first getting made, they were so highly sought after. You could sell them for twice the money you paid. That's no longer the case with almost any statue in the statue game, except this. I see this selling for $6,000 to $9,000. Not like I forecast that, but I've seen it happen. So the value on this is a 4 out of 5, which almost made me go all in their Griffith statue. Right here, there's a few different versions of him. There's a $3,000 and a $5,000 one, depending on whether you want real metal. And I was like, oh, hell no. I'm seriously considering it now. I want to hold off and see what they do next. Like, I'd rather have a Zod statue, although Prime 1 has some amazing Zod statues, so I might hold off and see. I'd rather have Zod than Griffith. So although I really like Griffith, he's kind of the secondary character. Some could argue he's even more of a main character than Guts, but I wouldn't take that argument. So I think the value is a 4 out of 5 on this, which really surprises me. It feels like I overpaid because I did, but I could probably make money if I wanted to. I'm not going to. I'm keeping this. Is this a 5 out of 5 statue? Does that have the X factor? Of course it does. This is amazing. This is the best Berserk statue made to date. I absolutely love it. I want more. I want more now. So we'll see if I go down that route or not. But really cool piece. Thank you to Spec Fiction. Make sure to check them out. They're sold out on these, but I think they have some of the Griffiths left. Again, there's a link in the description below to check them out on where to buy statues. But in the meantime, what do you think? A, do you think this is the best Berserk statue made? B, do you know about Berserk? If not, you should get into it. Throw a comment below because we're still striving for another giveaway. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Yes, we're still giving away $1,000 statues at every 5,000 subscriber milestone. You have to make sure you're subbed to the channel, you like the video, and then leave a comment. We're going to pick a random comment on a random video and give away those statues. In the meantime, check out some of these other videos and my social media. Talk to you soon. Take care.